Hello everybody, xsubtownerx here. Welcome to episode 1 of Thea, The Awakening, which is a turn-based strategy game that was brought to my attention recently. It's currently in early access, beta if you will, and it's a whole lot of fun to play. It's a different kind of turn-based strategy game. It's all about surviving. It's like a survival game. It's got some, it's a bit like a roguelike as well. Everything is randomized, and it's just a whole lot of fun to play. So we're going to go ahead and start a new game. You can only get one save file, basically. So if you start a new game, it will delete your previous game. But what this does, I did a little quick test run. I just was testing out my recording and everything to make sure everything was okay. So anyways, basically what you do, if you start a new game, you basically get a score for your last game, which gives you knowledge points, which actually levels up your gods. There's different gods you can play as, and this is how you level them up. So it's pretty cool. It works out pretty well. So let's go close. So here are the gods. I just recently unlocked this guy. I've been playing a lot with Svarog. As you can see, I got him to level 3. And they do a whole bunch of different things. I mean, there's no real point into, going into what they do right now, because this is going to be like, a bit of a tutorial at first. So I'm just going to explain how the game works. But I will play as this guy. I kind of like, I like his second ability, which is start with one additional human sage in your village. Sage is a class. We don't have this right now unlocked, but as soon as I gain 30 experience with him, I will unlock it. So that actually sounds kind of interesting. So I'm going to village focus. I'm going to village focus on warriors. I like starting the game with more warriors. It'll make more sense when we start the game, but... yeah, I mean, the gatherers are obviously really good, and so are the craftsmen, although I would always favor gatherers over craftsmen. But anyways, we'll go warrior. We're going to play on normal. You can actually customize the difficulty here by changing things around. You can actually play without saves, so you just play, and, well, I guess if you have a whole lot of time on your... a lot of free time, and you could play for like 8 hours straight, I guess you could do it that way, but it increases your final score, basically, the harder you make the game. We're going to go ahead and play on normal. So we're gonna go ahead and start this up now. And yeah, so the first couple of episodes will be like a tutorial. I'll try to do my best at explaining how the game works. If you actually know how the game works, well, after those 2 episodes, well, I'm definitely just gonna roll with it afterwards, and we'll see what happens, see how far I can get into this game. It's quite difficult, actually. I have to say, it ain't easy. It ain't easy, big cheesy. So there we go. This guy here is like the, I don't know, the dude that talks to you and tells you what's going on. Basically right now he's just asking us if we want to, do the tutorial or skip it. I'm going to skip the tutorial because I've done it a few times to try to get the hang of the game. So right now he's giving us a quest. He wants us to craft 2 warhammers and leave them in the village. We shall do so the second we have a chance. So we just gain 9 experience and 4 research points, which is nice. So there we go. This is the starting location of your city. As far as I know, you only get 1 city. I haven't played the game enough. Maybe further down the line you can actually create more cities. I don't know. I have no idea at this stage. As of right now, in my short time playing this game, it seems like you only get 1 city. So right now we have an expedition crew, and I'll go through them afterwards. There's actually 6 villagers in there. And as you can see, there's 4 villagers in our main city. And so basically the gist of the game is to try to survive, as I was mentioning. And it's all about crafting better stuff, making sure you have enough food and fuel. As you can see on our main city here, if you go up here to the corner, we've got 4 villagers. We've got 20 turns worth of food. And we have 5 turns worth of fuel. The fuel is important, obviously. You got to keep the fire rolling, especially when you're creating an expedition. But like I said, I'll go through that afterwards. So we got the research right here. I'll do that afterwards because we've already gained 1 research point. You got the game log that tells you what's going on. So right now we got Theodore's tutorial, which we kind of skipped. Then events here, the part 1 about the wants us to craft the warhammer. So we're going to do that. If you click this, it brings you to your settlement right off the bat. And this one here will bring you to your next available expedition. That still has movement points, and here you can toggle between, showing the resources or not. Like I said, the game's all about the resources. So right now our starting city is actually not too bad. Okay, I was like, wait, we got no food? No, there is food. We get the vegetables. We're plopped right on the vegetables. And of course, some fuel. We're probably going to want to try to get some meat. There's some more fruit. There's some fruit over here. And we got some hay. Anyway, there's a plethora of different resources, ranging from iron to... Anyway, it's just like everything imaginable, really. And everything is useful. Like, everything is useful. So keep that in mind. So first things first, in this city, what are we going to do? Well, let's observe. Let's see how the game works. So basically, we got to put our villagers to work right now. So there's gathering, there's crafting, and there's construction. Construction is to build buildings. We start with the pasture available to build. We don't actually literally start with it. So these are the resources that we would need to build the pasture. Now, actually, before I start with the pasture, it's... the only way you gain villagers is through randomness, pretty much. There's no way to make them yourself, as far as I know. The pasture actually increases the chance of new villagers arriving to our city, so I strongly suggest you build this ASAP, like as soon as you can. So, as you can see, we're going to need 25 fuel, or 25 clay. I think this is clay, if I'm not mistaken. If I hover over it, it's not showing me. Anyways, this is probably clay. And then secondary material, we can either or of these three. So luckily, we start with vegetables, so we're going to be able to... We'll probably be able to do the pasture pretty quickly. So we're going to go ahead and do that the second we have a chance. So, anyway, so there's construction, crafting, and gathering. So let's start with the gathering. Basically... the basket symbol represents how much gathering skills the villager has, and the hammer is obviously for crafting. So right now, and if there's nothing, it's most likely a warrior, but it could be maybe something else like a sage or a medic. There's a lot of different classes, but this is most likely a warrior because we did favor warriors. And it's never a bad idea to keep at least 1 or 2 warriors in your city, because your city can get randomly attacked all the time. So, you know, there's no control. It's random events that could just appear out of nowhere and just like, oh crap, city's under attack. Damn it. And well, you don't want to lose people. That's just the most valuable asset in this game are your villagers. So we're going to go ahead and use our strongest or highest skilled gatherer to put her in food. So basically how it works, actually I should put it back here. You can see the 6 basket, 6... Multiply that by 10 equals 60 points of production if you put her as the main person. As you can see, we get plus 60. And it's actually 60 required to get 14 bundles of vegetables. So actually, she's going to gather vegetables pretty quickly. Like each turn will be generating 14 vegetables. So that's pretty good. And for the fuel, it's 60 as well, but we only get a 7 bundle. We'll put our buddy here in the main slot. So right there, plus 30. Now, you can actually put other characters in there. Like if I were to put her, it'll probably increase it by 2. See, you can put other helpers in there. It basically divides the basket. Like if I were to put her in the secondary spot, it would divide it by 2, so it'd be like 30. I think it'd be 30. Hang on, let me see how that works. 75, 30, 75. Oh no, right, because she's the main. Yeah, right. So they put the strongest person automatically in the front. So this guy has 3 divided by 2 would be 15, and there you go. That's why you'd be getting plus 75 right now. It's a little bit complicated. I might not be explaining it all that well, but it's the gist of it of the helpers. Anyways, the point is it's going to be 1 turn for the vegetables, and every 2 turns we'll be generating 7 fuel, which is not that high, so I will put the warrior there. It doesn't actually affect it all that much, though, but whatever. And obviously the hammers here is for crafting. Is there anything interesting that we could craft right off the bat? Well, if it's red right here, that means we don't have the resources. I could maybe craft some clothing, but there's nothing really that great you can make right off the bat, though. Like if I were to put leather, and then some yarn, you'd get 3 armor, 1 dexterity on this regular piece of clothing. That's actually not that bad. 3 armor, 1 dexterity. I think I'll go with that. And as you can see, we have, if I take everything out here, I think I forgot to explain something here. So we got 10, right now in our inventory, we have 10, I call it yarn, but what is this? Whatever, this, and some leather. And when you want to craft, as you can see, it's going to require either 2 leather or 4 of this thing. But if I were to put yarn everywhere, and then this, as you can see, we'd only get 2 armor. See, I mean, you can make better things. It's all about the crafting. So I like better things just naturally. So there we go. 3 armor, 1 dexterity if we go leather, and this thing. So confirm that. We'll put you in there. It'll take 1 turn to create this, so that's not too bad. But like I said, we're going to want to build that pasture ASAP. So that's pretty much the gist of how you want to set up, you know, your city right off the bat. This is, you want all your villagers working, and if you got a lot of villagers idling, well, you just create other expeditions on this thing here, the little flag. You create new expeditions, but the world is very dangerous, and I'm going to get right now to the expeditions. It's very dangerous. There is a night and day cycle, and enemies are extremely more, I guess, volatile at night. Like, they will attack you, and a lot of bad things happen at night. So if you are going to create a small party to, I don't know, I guess maybe we want to walk all the way here to start gathering a bit of hay or straw. Make sure you do it like during the day when there's less chance of being attacked if you have a small group. But anyways, we'll go through that as we keep playing the game. Quick look at the inventory though. What do we have? Weapons. These are the weapons we have. If there's a check mark, that means somebody's actually has it equipped right now. And the food, we got some food here. We got some interesting materials. There are kids in this game as well. We start with 2 kids. They will grow up eventually. It's randomized. I've had it happen in one turn where one of them grew up right away, and I've had games where it took like 10 turns before they grew up. And what's cool, when they grow up, you get to decide if they're either going to be a gatherer, craftsman, or a warrior. I've even had the ability to make one turn into a witch, which was kind of neat because the witch has some interesting abilities. And it was kind of fun in that sense, but there you go. That's the gist of that. You can actually click on this again, and if you want to start equipping your characters, but we'll keep what they start with right now. It doesn't really matter. I mean, although the warrior here, she's got this. It's not 5 damage, and it's a pole arm. I might want her to have a better weapon than that, but anyways, it doesn't really matter at this stage. Yeah, you got the hammer, and see, they have different equipment carry cap they can have. And, of course, if you're a warrior, it's going to be higher, and she's just a gatherer, right? Or, no, she's a craftsman, so she's got 250 as max, and some of this stuff is really heavy. Like, if you look right here, this thing weighs 98 pounds, so she won't be able... Actually, she will be able to put it on. There we go. Put the shield on. Yeah. All right, so enough of that. Now, normally what I do is that, you know, I would normally take my first expedition, bring it back to town, and start from scratch to try to, you know, min-max the best possible party. I'm not going to do this in this particular game because it takes long, and I want to, you know, have some kind of flow to this game. But right now, so if we click on our expedition, we can actually rename it. Let me rename it to, I don't know, the crew, I guess. Stupid keyboard. So I got my mic like right in my face, so I can't see my keyboard. All right, the crew. So there we go. We're gonna name you the crew. So now the crew has 6 members in it. I strongly recommend having no less than 6 characters in there, because some of the fights or random fights that you'll get into can be very, very deadly early on, even. So it's quite risky. Now, problem is we only have 8 turns worth of food. We have 20 turns worth of fuel. Now, the way fuel works, it's not like food. Food, every turn, it's going to take a food away. Fuel, it's only when you're actually camping. So we're not going to be camping right now, but we probably will have to. Let me just quickly look at who's in there. Our characters here. What do we got? That's not what I want to be doing. I want to be looking at this here. There we go. Okay, so we do have a craftsman guy, which is kind of useless. We have a medic that doesn't have anything equipped. See, this is why I send them back to town usually at first, because I don't like this party right now. It's not a very strong party. And we got no gatherers in here. So gathering stuff is going to be very difficult. So what I'm going to do is actually just use this crew right now to, I guess, get rid of some spiders, and we'll just do a little circular motion and try to, I don't know, try to survive the early parts until we get some better stuff in town. And I might do some switching and stuff. So actually, we still have some movements. Actually, before I keep going, though, we do have 1 point in research, so we might as well click research. So basically, there's the gathering tree, if you will, because you can only see these ingredients, I guess, if you will, these resources on the map once you've unlocked them. So right now we start with these ones here. We could see leather, we could see clay, right? This is, or sandstone. It's sand. I thought it was clay. There's bone, there's the straw, there's the yarn, I call it, string. Okay, whatever. Wood, and this is just basic iron. But there's, you know, tons of different resources. Now, you can still get other resources randomly by, you know, looting places. But to actually see them on the map and to actually, you know, gather them, you have to have them unlocked. So it seems tempting to just try to, I want to unlock everything here, but honestly, there's some good crafting stuff, obviously, to progress in the main story right now. So we got this one unlocked here, so we can make cooked meals. Cooked meals obviously give you more, you know, more food per turn. It's cost effective, basically. You want to use raw materials to make cooked meals if you want to, you know, last longer out there in the wild. But that's the only thing we have unlocked in crafting. Now, for the main quest, well, to progress in the game right now, they want us to make warhammers. Now, to get to the warhammer, I have to unlock clubs, and then I have to unlock warhammers here afterwards. So that's two techs, I guess, if you will. I'm not going to do that right away, because one of my recent games, I just realized that the cabbage field is freaking awesome. Because the cabbage field will give you food, but will also give you a chance to find a baby in the field. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why we find babies in fields, but in cabbage fields of all things. But I'm gonna want to unlock that like right now, or do I? Do I want to unlock it right now? I do want to unlock it right now because see, it's gonna just we can get vegetables right off the bat and wood, so we can get this pretty quickly. I am definitely gonna unlock that right now. In fact, once we get the pasture up and running, we're gonna want to do that immediately. And then I've gone through everything else. I think this will just bring you to your settlement. This will bring you to your next expedition that has movements left. And you can toggle on and off the resources. Although you can't move your characters when the resources are showing. I don't know why. I would like to just be able to have everything on at all times. Just so you know where things are. But anyways. So let's go ahead. And I guess we'll do a quick thing. I guess we could do the battle tutorial now. You know what we'll do actually is, no, let's slay them. But I'm just gonna auto-resolve this. Well, the next episode we'll go through battles, because it's gonna be a long explanation. But you'll find yourself doing auto combat quite often. I'm not totally sold on the combat. It's like a mini card game. But like I said, in the next episode we'll go through it. And that'll probably be the end of that tutorial part of the game anyways. So we got some spider silk, which is pretty good. You can use that for crafting better things. So that's nice. I like VOTs. Move here. So actually, you can see here the spider. You want to get rid of these spider nests, because if you don't, then spiders just start going all over the place, and it gets really messy quickly. But you'll see this thing has one skull. That's the difficulty. It's not difficult. It goes from 1 to 5 skulls. Now, in my experience, 2 skulls, fights start getting hard already. So be careful, basically. So 8 turns. Let's end our turn. 8 turns left of food. Oh, what's this? Yes, wonderful. You either made of these. Build me a building. That's all you want me to do? Okay. And you give me gold, and you're gonna give me this too. Some wicker. Huh. That's different. Okay, so we've leveled up, actually. Let me go through that. So right here, there was the experience and your teching. When you do certain quests, you get research points and you get experience. When you get all, max your experience and you level up, it's all your characters level up. So here are the crew, our expedition. They've leveled up. It's randomized how the characters level up. There's a lot of different skills. I'll go through that in the next episode. We'll get rid of that one. So in town here, okay, she got some strengths. You got perception, dexterity, perception. That's nice, I guess. This is an idle worker here. That's probably our craftsman person. Actually, speaking of, we might as well equip somebody, our warrior, with this freshly made thingamajigger here that we made. There we go. So she's got that right now. Let's go back. Yeah, we got 22. Right. We already got 22 turns of food, 24 turns of thing. You know what I'm gonna do? So it's 1 turn for this. Well, might as well stick you in there as well to make it 34. since she can do such a good job at gathering the vegetables anyways, I think on the next turn I should be able to queue up the pasture. So we're going to want to do that. And that's pretty much it. You've leveled up, and this tells us that, yeah, production completed. It says that we just built an item. Let's go ahead and move you in there. It's always better to slay them. These are very easy, so I'm just going to auto combat. It's not. We have so many warriors in this crew right now that it's make it pretty. Should be pretty easy. Oh, this one has a different. Not all encounters are the same. We're just gonna fight them. I'll go through this later. There's more than just combat. It's called challenges. There's different challenges. There's like the combat. You could do combat challenge or social tactics and hunting and sneaking. There's a whole lot of different types of challenges. But the way they're played out is always the same. It's through like a mini game. It's like a mini card game, and it's actually kind of fun. But it there's a lot of them, so that's why I like to auto resolve things a lot. We're gonna just auto. 3 goblin warriors. That could be actually pretty tricky. So you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a cut in this episode, and we'll start off the next one with how the battle works, the battle tutorial. And like I said, after episode 2, then I'm just gonna start playing normally, and then have fun making fun of me with all the mistakes I'll be making. So thanks for watching, everybody. See you all in the next one.